And it's so easy to get caught up in a spirit of lying when
it's
you're
for God.
living a non-reality.
When it's for God.
You're lying for God.
You're lying for God, because if they knew this, then it would make God look bad. So this is actually what you need to do to make everything okay.
Yeah.
And to give him the benefit of the doubt to change.
Yeah.
We're women. We believe. We are nurturers. We want to believe the best in people.
And we want to love people out of
Through
tendencies.
Things. Yeah.
Through things.
Yeah. And sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work. If that person doesn't want help, it's not.
Yeah.
You can love them all you want.
Yeah.
But eventually, someday, you're going to be with the same decision that I was, and that's leave the relationship or commit suicide, because there is no other option.
Yeah.
And when you come to that, crossroads, I mean, seriously, get a handle on the self-hatred and the insecurity, because it will steal your life from you.
It's true.
Either by being around someone who will take your life, or by being in a relationship where you'll take your own to avoid the consequence of telling the truth about it. And it's just, it was a very hard thing to go through.
Yes.
I definitely don't wish it on anybody.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I am just so proud and so, I guess I'm proud of me.
Yeah.
For having the guts to face into something that I got sucked into at a young age, face it like a woman, hold my breath for a year, go through the chaos of all the hoopla of what, and move on with my life. My life has not ever been as peaceful and as close to God as it is right now since I was 13 years old.
Wow.
Which is why I made an album called Born to Worship, finishing the songs I started when I was in between the ages of 7 and 12.
Wow.
Finally being able to go to a place of pure worship again and finishing those songs.
Wow.
You know, so I mean,
That's amazing.
I wouldn't take any of it back though, because it's what I had to go through to get out of that sin pattern in my life.
Following my heart, there's nowhere but the honest truth to start. What have I become? And what could I become? Failure or success, I'm welcoming the test to prove my love, Lord. I'm growing in my faith. Lord, please grant the strength. Behind me I see a broken world and dead-end dreams. But I'm out of reach, yes, I'm out of the reach of yesterday. Fade away, and I have changed. I've been changed, so on with today.
Sarah, I'm always blown away about how transparent you are with talking about this, because, you know, a lot of things in our life that we go through is we feel like we have to wear the mask, and at church especially. And you know what? It's like we are all broken people that are covered in grace and redemption.
You have a story too, eh?
Yeah.
I can tell. Because you know what grace is. I can tell that.
Yeah.
Not everybody does get grace. Like, you can taste life more vividly. You know, you can see life in color, and before you could only see in black and white.
Yeah.
When you depend on those new mercies every day.
Yeah.
When you're absolutely dependent on them. Like,
It's
I was
true.
trying to tell God, you know, I was like, God, I'm sorry, you can't use me as a worship leader anymore.
Yeah.
You know, because I've been through too much and now people are going to judge me. And
Yeah.
this is how your church works, God. You know that. So now you have to use her. She's a better business move.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll scream from the outside and I'll be a bridge to the church. And I'll, you know, be a rocker for you on the outside. And it was like, no, Sarah, I have a plan for you inside of my church to bring healing to people who feel forgotten.
Yeah.
And to, he also showed me that, like, he brought to my mind Mary.
Yes.
Or maybe it wasn't Mary, but it's the lady who anointed him with oil and washed his feet.
Yes.
And it says that she may have even been a prostitute.
Yes.
In the Bible. And he's like, is this not the most beautiful example of worship that you know of? I use broken people.
Yes. It is true.
And he's like, your worship is more valid to me than ever.
Yeah.
Because I get grace.
Yeah.
Now. So
That's
I was
true.
like, all right, God, after fighting with you for a year over this, you win. And I'm not worthy, and nothing that I can ever do or ever did or no spotless life could ever make me worthy to worship you. So I'm going to throw myself in head first and worship you like I never have
Yeah.
been able to before. And there's a lot of controversy or whatever out there in my age group, in the 18 to 30 somethings, about the validity of organized religion.
Yeah.
It's a cultural hot topic out there.
Yeah.
And right now, you know, my music is doing just as well in the crossover scene as it is in the Christian scene. So these are things I face daily.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad to be a part of something that will attack these issues with me
Yeah.
and not just skirt them. For not just pushing this under the rug and going, oh, well, we don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know? Yes, it happens. It happens more than we know. Let's bring it out. Let's explain to guys and girls, it's not okay to throw stuff
Yeah.
at each other. It's not okay to hurt each other. I mean,
Yeah.
these are things we don't talk about in our pulpits,
Yeah.
you know? You should see the guys stare at me in my shows when I'm like, that's where it starts, you know?
Yeah.
Is throwing.
Yeah.
Have you ever thrown your cell phone? That's where it starts.
Yes. And it starts with anger.
And they're like, oh, I have done that. And all of a sudden they're like, what? Why doesn't anyone tell us this? You know,
Yeah.
like, if you can get it under control there, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know?
It's because you are vulnerable that more people will realize. It's awareness, really. This thing happens. It happens in the church.
It does.
It happens behind closed doors and pretty little packages.
Yeah.
And if we do not be open, we do not be real, church should be a safe place for us.
Right.
And that's where we heal. That's where I said, that's just like our home should be a home where we come to heal, that we can be vulnerable, we can be open. That's the same place, that's the same thing that the church should be for us, is a place of healing,
Right.
a place of openness, a place of feeling that you are supported and loved and encouraged.
And I think that's going to start to happen more and more when we stop glorifying actions and start glorifying vulnerability. And that's also, and if any, I don't know what this is being used for, but I'm telling you, I've been out there on the road, 260 shows a year, in about every church you can imagine, and I really believe this strongly. When we start getting more vulnerable from our pulpits,
Yeah.
from appearance sake to everything, is when we're going to see those 18 to 35-year-olds finally come back.
Yeah. Thank you for
You are so
sharing time with us. And
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. Are you kidding me? You guys are my home.
Yeah.
You're my home.
La da 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 da. Oh, and I see life. Yes, I can see true life, and it's ahead. Yes, it's not behind.
The On Course Podcast.